The Big Talker, KIUL. Good morning, Southwest Kansas. It's Mid-America in the Morning, hour number 2 of the program. Happy Thursday. Talking with Buzz Garner. But first, I got to remind you, we have the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday. We will have all the pregame starting at 1 o'clock. Kickoff is at 4:30 right here on the Big Talker, KIUL, via our friends at Westwood One. Buzz, what do you think? Who's gonna win this one? Who's gonna win this one on Sunday?
Man, I don't know. It's going to be a good game, though. I'll bet you.
Yeah.
It's crazy though. Who would have ever dreamed this deal?
No one.
So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it.
I think it's going to be great. And then after that, it's just waiting for Rob Manfred to get his head out of his rear end, and we'll see what happens with Major League Baseball. So yeah.
Okay, and then we got the Daytona race the following week, the Daytona 500, which is in the NASCAR world is the big race, piece
de resistance of racing. And you're joining us today to spend a little bit of time talking about Honda and why buy a Honda. We've talked about this a little bit before, but first, before we get into that, how is in terms of getting cars, getting new vehicles in? Is it still a bit of a challenge?
Yeah, it's still a bit of a challenge.
Okay.
You know, we are getting vehicles.
Okay.
It's not as many as we would like to have, and as many as we could sell, but we are getting. We're getting some vehicles, and I think after we got past the first of the year and the holidays, I think they're ramping up just a little bit.
Good.
They're trying to get us everything they can.
So basic question, kind of get us started here. What is it about Honda that kind of separates it from the rest of the vehicles around in the roadways right now?
Well, you know, after being there 37 years, watching the reliability factor, that to me is the number one deal. You know, everything looks pretty when it's new and shiny, but you know, when all the smoke clears and the miles keep going and the time moves on, the reliability becomes more and more important. Of course, along with that, we have value, and we have safety. Those cars they have a great safety record, and Honda puts a lot of money in R&D and making those cars safe and reliable. So those are the two biggest things, I think. I
have a friend, and Brett and I were talking about this a little bit the other day, just about Honda. I completely forgot about this until I saw a Twitter post from a very dear friend of mine. A friend of mine has a early 2000s Honda with 250,000 miles.
I hear it all the time.
It's constant. I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Absolutely constant, where Hondas are on the road longer than any other vehicle. And they're more reliable than just about everything else out on the roadways right now.
You know, sometimes you think, man, these things come out of the woodwork. 150, 190, 220. I had a gentleman buy a new Accord many years ago, and he ran at 800,000. I mean, which the seat was wore out. He was sitting on the springs, but he said, I want to make it to $1 million. I'm not sure if he did, but I mean, I can't even imagine that. But 200,000, 250 is not uncommon.
No,
that's what's crazy.
Just gotta do the basic stuff to take care of it, and it's. I've driven a few. I've come close to buying a few. As I've said before, my aunt and uncle both have CRVs. They're CRV nuts. They've had, I think they've had a few of them now between the both of them. They absolutely love them. And my uncle, I'm a big guy. My uncle's taller than me. My uncle's 6'8", and fits in it comfortably.
Well,
very, very comfortably.
They will surprise you. A lot of folks look and go, gosh, that looks small. And so the best thing to do is open it up and let's see how you fit. But most people are very, very much surprised. And, you know, CRV's that's a great vehicle.
It's
probably our number one selling vehicle at Western.
That was going to be my next question in terms of Honda. What's hot right now? Is it those CRVs?
Well, actually, all of them are kind of. We have the best lineup I've ever seen. Everything is fresh and current. There's no older models lingering around. the CRV has been updated, and man, it's great. And of course, we have some crazy weather, and you got a chance to get in one of those, and it's just like it's unbelievable how they do. But it is a good vehicle
with the new stuff, because Honda's starting to come out with kind of some electric and gas combos, right? Is that correct?
Well, they do have hybrids, Bill. I assume they're probably working. They're looking to the plug-in hybrid seems like the direction.
So
they
don't have the plug. It's not a plug-in yet.
They do have a plug-in called the Clarity. Although it's kind of they kind of let that thing sit there a little bit, and I think just trying to get a direction of what the market's going to do.
Okay.
The hybrids vehicles are. I'm not sure in western Kansas. It might be a little bit before we see much. I'm not sure we have the infrastructure yet. Well, I am sure we don't have the infrastructure, but as we march along, I think you're going to see a lot of different things happen.
In terms of having the ability to plug in, and also
correct.
Gas is it's not here yet.
Correct.
The plug-in ability is not here yet.
That is my thought.
Yeah. I would tend to agree. When I was in Illinois, I was just starting to see it when we left the suburbs just a few years ago. I was just starting to see plug-in there outside of Chicago, let alone anywhere out here. So I think it'll take some time to get here, but it'll get here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's room for both sides. The hybrid, which is gas and electric, and the pure hybrid, which is all electric, and the gasoline models. I mean, we have some Honda Civics, and the Honda Accords will run 40 mile a gallon plus.
Yep.
So you got to look at the dollars and cents, the price of fuel, a lot of different things. But man, when it comes to fuel efficiency, Honda's there at the top.
They are, without a doubt. I know the Civics Accords have always been, when I've looked, have always been near the top of mind because of that very thing. Because you'll get 40 plus miles a gallon in the city.
Yeah, correct.
Which is crazy.
It is crazy, man. We used to drive those 10 mile a gallon rigs around.
Yep.
In the day.
Yep. And I had one of the cars that I had only new car I've ever had was a Nissan Juke, which was a premium fuel car. And oh man, that was fun to drive, but it was a gas guzzler. Really? It was a small little thing too. Yeah. But these and affordability is another big thing with Honda too. In terms of the cost up front isn't as much as a lot of competitors, and also, as you said, they stay on the road longer, and so you can get if you pay it off, then you can get more life out of it afterwards.
Well, the resale value is absolutely awesome. It just amazes me. So you can buy a new Civic, more of a base model, but you can still get something in the very low 20s, and when you look around, you think, man, that's reasonable.
That's very reasonable.
And you can drive one of those cars. You don't take that big hit when you drive off the lot. And so the resale value is great. And like I say, the reliability, the safety, it just goes on and on and on. So it's pretty hard to beat.
Yeah. And also now's the time to get a Honda as well with some great financing.
Yes. Yes, sir. We do have some specials still. And we're very competitive price-wise, and we just need to get a few more, and that's going to happen.
Talk a little bit about the featured vehicle that they have out front here today.
Well, we actually have a 2019 Honda Civic Sport. It's the hatchback. They call it the 5-door. It's we just drove it up here, and gosh, that thing's it's fun to drive. It looks pretty cool. Has some real nice wheels on it. The windows are tinted.
It's gorgeous.
I mean, it's just a sharp little car, and it is very capable of 40-plus miles per gallon. And
even as a sport, 40-plus miles a gallon. That's crazy. That's awesome.
And front-wheel drive, so they do pretty well in the snow and the inclement weather. So it's a great highway vehicle. They just seem like they hug the road, and my thinking is when you feel good and when you feel like you have control of the vehicle, you're a better driver.
Explain what's adaptive cruise?
So adaptive cruise is something relatively new.
It's not something I'm familiar with.
Well, so you have the cruise control set at 65 or whatever, and there's a car up ahead of you that may be pulled out in front of you or just running at a slower rate of speed. The adaptive cruise will sense that and automatically slow down depending on the distance you have set. There's a control you can set the distance. So it's just like anything else. Everybody is distracted a little bit, and
things never get backed up on 83 out here. Just never,
right.
ever get backed up on 83.
Well, maybe I'm not sure if you're driving the same 83 that I've driven, but it's just a good safety thing, and people go, well, I don't know about that. And once they use it, they're convinced, they're sold on it. So it's a great deal.
Most of the new technology that I've seen, like there's a feature that I've had in a few cars now in my Ford that I have out front here, where it kind of shuts the engine off basically at a stoplight when you have the brake set. Yeah. I hate that.
What's the auto stop?
Yeah, I despise that. But everything else that I've had in the newer vehicles, I've absolutely loved. Absolutely loved. That's been a rarity for me.
Well, I think as we move on through this, we're seeing some of these electronics are actually really good once you get used to them. Lane change, they call it side blind alert, and of course I love the backup cameras, which that's a no-brainer. And the side I have the dot on the that says, okay, someone's in your blind spot. I love that. Side blind alert.
Oh, that's awesome.
You have forward crash, forward collision, forward braking. There's several names they call it. So if someone pulls out in front of you, it will brake the car. There's a lot of good things, although these all take computer chips to run. So this is part of the problem we're running into.
Part of the issue that we've run into.
But they're all great features.
Yeah, just wonderful, wonderful features, and so many good things about Honda right now. So go on down to Western Honda, shopwesternhonda.com. Buzz, how can they get a hold of you over at Western Honda?
Oh, man, we're usually at the showroom. We keep our showroom open from 8 till 8, almost 6 days a week. So we're usually there. I'm there, and my partners are there, and we're there to take care of you and answer any questions and try to make it easy to buy a vehicle.
Awesome. Buzz Garner with Western Motor. Again, shopwesternhonda.com, shopwesternhonda.com. Buzz, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Hey, you bet, Bill. It's great talking to you as usual, and we have a great product, and we want to talk about it a little bit. So there are still some people that maybe haven't experienced to drive a Honda, so you're always welcome, and we'll try to help you out.
Awesome. Buzz Garner with Western Motor. Again, shopwesternhonda.com is the website. It's Mid-America in the Morning, the Big Talker, KIUL. My goodness, what a conversation there with Buzz Garner from Western Honda. Once again, the website, shopwesternhonda.com, shopwesternhonda.com. And it doesn't get, honestly, it doesn't get much better than that Honda product right now. It really doesn't. They're mostly made here, which is not even something that we really got into. Just a tremendous, tremendous product. Go give Buzz and his team over at Western Honda some love. They just have some great, great stuff. And once again, it really is. It really is a tremendous, tremendous product.